Welcome to the next edition of Bootcamp Raw with our two guests from the Kung Fu program, Sarika and Unaiza. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Hi.
So just over to you, Unaiza. Just tell us a little bit about you, where you're from and what you do.
Well, I am originally from Bangladesh, but I've been here for a long time. So I live in London.
Yeah.
So, and what do I do? At this moment, I'm a freelance makeup artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Hence the makeup job you've done on yourself today.
No, I haven't done anything. Just a little bit.
Hey, well, you look great.
Thanks.
Right, over to you, Sarika.
Hello, my name is Sarika. I come from India and I work as a human resource manager, please don't hate me, in one of the manufacturing facilities in central part of the India.
Okay, cool. So you come all the way over from India to an English winter.
Yeah.
You're brave.
Yes, I am, really.
So how long are you with us for, Sarika? Because you're not here for a long time, are you?
No, I have just completed 1 week.
Yeah, and you started off at top camp and you've moved down to the Kung Fu program, what we call low camp.
Yes.
How have you found that's worked for you?
Well, at the top camp, first day was all right. I mean, it was kind of a shocker for me. And by the time we reached the second day, I thought that, okay, this is something I probably would not be able to complete for the next 2 weeks. And I had a discussion with Paula and she sorted everything out for me. And in fact, after coming to the lower camp, I realized that it's not only the physical fitness that you want, it's your mental fitness, it's your mental capacity to deal with food, with your emotions, and together, your emotions with food.
Yeah.
So I am really glad that I opted for it.
Yeah.
And I went for it. And now I can feel that once I'm done with this program, I'm going to go as a completely different person with a completely different mindset and an approach towards food and fitness.
Yeah, for sure. Because top camp's amazing. It does a job.
Yeah.
But
it was just not for me, I think.
Yeah. You look a lot more inside yourself at low camp, don't you? And you learn about behaviors and habits and it's a complete.
And there are a few things which you know that you have, and the camp makes you realize that, okay, you are facing that problem, you're suffering from that problem. We just live in ignorance and we don't realize that, okay, I have this problem of eating or I have this problem and I need to overcome that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a realization for me as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so it was an awe-inspiring experience so far.
And you got 1 more week to go?
I've got 1 more week to go.
Okay. Over to you, Unaiza. You're here with us for a long time and you're just starting your journey.
Yeah, this is like 3 weeks in. So I've just finished my 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I'm just started. I have another, how many weeks? 9 weeks to go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And how are you finding it so far?
Initially, the first week was really tough, but it was kind of like exhilarating for me. I just felt like, you know what, I can do this. Second week was the craving week. Mm-hmm. So basically, you crave the sugar, you crave every kind of food that you can imagine, but you have to stick on with it, basically. So I feel now, third week on, I feel very, I'm mobile. I can handle like the exercises better. I'm just loving every minute of it, basically, at this moment. Yeah.
The improvement in you in 3 weeks is striking.
Yeah.
And you can see it yourself, can't you? And the things that you're able to do now that you couldn't before.
I literally, like, before coming here, I couldn't move properly. I had to use like a chair to move from one side of the house to another side of the house. Now I am able to walk. Like today I walked without a walking, without any walking sticks. I walked 3 miles. So for me, that's an achievement. Right now. So I'm taking it little by little, but these little things, it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You've had loads of wins just this week. I mean, today you were running during the session.
Exactly.
And, you can never you probably couldn't have envisaged yourself doing that 3 weeks ago.
No,
it was
way.
just something that had been taken away from you. But to see you do that was amazing.
Yeah.
and you cried after we did the hill sprints.
Oh yeah, that was because I'm very anxious about when I've had injuries on my left leg, and part of the reason why I'm scared of slippery surfaces.
Yeah.
So for me to over that hill was I was able to do the drill and then come back down, and obviously it was very emotionally overwhelming for me, but I managed to do it, and then that is what made me more emotional, I guess. Yeah.
Good. No, it's good to see,
Yeah.
What would you say your motivation for coming all the way over from India to Team Bootcamp was, Sarika?
So when I was looking for options, I came with a lot of mental blocks. I felt that my body has a very limited capacity to do certain things. And after coming here, I realized that, okay, I can push beyond a certain limit and I can do what I realized or I thought that I wouldn't be able to do before. Like today I did a 7-kilometer walk, and I before I would just give up thinking about, okay, I have to do a 7-kilometer walk. So that was the mental block I had. So when I started looking for options, I was looking for a place where I can overcome these issues that I have with my body, with my fitness. And frankly speaking, I did not know that I had an option of, the Conquer Food program really helped me. So I, in fact, didn't know, as I told you before, I was living in an ignorance that I have a problem like that.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing in disguise. And it turned out well for me that I'm now able to go better than what I was before. And
awesome.
It's just been, 6 days.
Yeah. I take it there's no boot camps in India.
Well, there are definitely.
Are there?
Yeah, and there are, but there are some really concentrate more on the yoga and the therapy and the detox.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and I also wanted to come here to spend some time with family and club it all together.
Awesome.
And it was kind of a holiday. Started as a holiday.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, but you've embraced it really well, and
thank you.
I know you're talking possibly about coming back as well.
Yes, definitely. In summer, someone who is from India, I would definitely recommend to come here in summer.
Yeah.
If you're not accustomed to British winters.
It's actually, you've been very lucky this week because the weather's been damn good for November.
Yes.
It actually hasn't rained this week yet.
Okay.
And it's been fairly mild as well.
Yes.
You probably don't realise that.
And we had shades of sun, so I was quite happy and okay with that.
Yeah. Well, you haven't weighed out yet because you haven't completed your first week, but Unaiza, you have.
Yeah.
Are you happy to tell us how much weight you've lost so far?
I lost about 7.7 kilos so far, I think. I have to check. That's over a stone, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's how much I lost.
And you'll weigh out again tomorrow. So by tomorrow you'll have lost more than a stone.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And have you got any? Did you come with any goals in mind for the weight loss that you wanted to achieve?
I did, but I feel like I have to be realistic about it.
Yeah.
A lot more, and I do feel like I can lose if I maintain this. Obviously, I can lose about another 30 kilos. That's what I'm being realistic about this now. But then again, the tools that we are given, I know that I will use this, hopefully, touch wood, for a lifetime now.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to lose the 30 kilos if I can. That's my target. If I can lose that, but I have a lot more to go. But I am able. I feel like I'm capable now with the tools that I'm learning from here to continue on later on when I go away and hopefully achieve my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will happen. I mean, we spoke about it a little bit today because you're in a situation now where you can't actually leave camp.
Yeah.
So where the people that have been here for over 4 weeks are allowed to leave on a Friday, because Friday's the day when you're way out and you're allowed to go out.
Yeah.
It seems really harsh, but you actually, part of the program is that you don't leave the site even on a Friday. You have to stay in.
Yeah.
And some people might think that that's because we don't trust you. And I put it to you that, do you trust yourself at the minute?
See, this is how what's been like what I've learned from here. Like it takes 21 days to get out of a bad habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instill good habits if you carry on for 21 days. So I see it that way, that this is going to be my last week, last Friday in, basically. I feel that I'm now used to the diet, the exercise a lot, and I can handle it a lot better. So next week, I know, like, if I am going out, I know how to stop myself. And also I need to do that. I need to face the real world.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen sooner or later. So might as well try it out now and see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then come back again and I'll be able to like discuss with everybody here. Like, look, this is not this is not working, or this has worked. These tools worked. So I know I'm discovering what will work basically right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that element of the program then, do you agree with it? That staying in for 3 weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with it. And I also agree with the fact that on the 4th Friday you go.
You get some.
Yeah. Because we, as campers, we are kind of worried, and we are like, we do stress out about the fact that, oh my God, next Friday I can go out. What if I overeat? Or what if I like make the wrong choices? But it's something that you have to like manage. Sometimes
that's where the most of the learning takes place, isn't it? In them mistakes. And of course you're going to make mistakes because you're only human, but it's how you learn from them and then don't repeat that in the future.
Yeah.
So what training were you doing prior to arriving at camp? Was there any exercise taking place in your life at all, Sarika, or would you say you'd just become completely sedentary? It was just work and...
Well, COVID played a big part in that. So work took over a lot of things, and I was also into elder care. So obviously there was no time left for me. And, but I mean, something in my mind was there that I have to overcome this. And I want to break that, and I want to go into at least a very small fitness routine wherein at least it will not take an impact, or it will not start taking impact on my health. And so over the last 2 years, probably I was pretty much involved in work, elder care, and a lot of other things that there was just no time for myself. And once everything got sorted, that was the first thing on the priority list. And I'm kind of taking it right now.
Yeah. And we've already spoke about it, haven't we? The discipline that you're giving yourself now is giving you that freedom. And already, you know, I've only known you for a week, but I can see it with Unaiza, like the freedom that we've got.
Yeah.
That we've got as a group as well, because we can, what we've done today, that 10K run, you could come and I knew you could do or have a fair crack at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas in the first week, there's no chance I would have ever considered it. You know, so it's amazing to see.
Yeah, it is. It's I'm very like surprised with myself that I was able to do it, but at the same time, I'm like, it just feels like, yes, I can do it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so that's how I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel.
It's exciting to think where you'll be in another 9 weeks, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Even though it's proper, you got to work your butt off, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And one of the things which I really love and appreciate is how your other colleagues or your peers help you achieve your targets. They cheer you up, they boost your confidence, and they're constantly cheering you up, kind of. And
that's what gets you through more than any of us is you lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're like,
it's
cheers.
I think we're lucky that we've got a really lovely group.
It's
as
a
well.
good
No, I
group.
experienced that in Top Camp as well. It's if I'm not able to complete the loop, they'll really motivate me, charge me. Come on, Sarika, you can do it. You can do it. And then that really helps you go that extra mile.
There's such a good energy in this place.
Absolutely,
what Paula and Craig have done, I don't know what it is, but it just...
True, absolutely.
Everyone's just so supportive of each other, and it makes my job easier because you like bonding together. Is because you spend most of the time together, so you know you just get on because you all suffer together, you all bond,
and somewhere we feel that our stories connect.
Yeah,
in some horizontal or vertical world.
Exactly, and you're all working together towards a shared goal, aren't you?
Yes.
A small group,
and
you just got to pull together.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, it's great to see. I spoke to Sarika about some of her motivations for coming to the camp. What were yours, Unaiza? Was there one big thing, or did you know you needed to do something like this and you were just putting it off, or how did it come about for you?
I mean, for me, it was basically I was kind of all throughout my 20s, I was just kind of putting it off, and I felt like, you know what, I looked at home. At one point, what happened was I looked at myself in the mirror. I couldn't recognize myself. I was like, this is not me. And then I looked at the scale and I was just like, I can't control this weight. I need to do something about it. And from then on, there was this like decision in my heart, like, you know what, I gotta do something about it now. I have to how should I say it? I felt like I haven't achieved anything if I don't achieve this right now. And I have my whole life left ahead of me. I need to finish this somehow, you know, and then move forward with other things in my life. Yeah. I felt like my weight was holding me back. Yeah.
How small had your world become?
I was just at home. I wasn't confident enough to actually go out, even talk to my neighbors. I was worried, and it was always in my mind, like, oh my God, they're like thinking about my weight. Like, oh my God, I've gained so much weight, and it always bugs. It used to always bug me, and I felt like, you know what, let me just stay at home even more. And it just spiraled, I guess, out of control. Yeah. And then I sat my foot down, basically.
I genuinely think if you can have the motivation to come here, being overweight, you know, must be terrifying. I haven't done no exercise, and you've been in a position where you're pretty much isolating yourself to then come to this camp with all these new people and start exercising, you know, 5.5 hours a day. Like, I really take my hat off to you. I think it's amazing, and it will inspire people that watch this podcast. So,
and also in one of the mindful sessions, they talked about reality check, and I was sort of living away from that. So sometimes it's very important for you to stand on the scales, like, and understand what your reality is, because that is not going to go away.
No.
So, like I said before, we live in ignorance, like, okay, everything is fine, I'm fine. Then one fine day, you're not able to get out of the bed. One fine day, you just find it difficult to get down the stairs or climb the stairs. So you need to constantly have the reality check.
Yeah.
And that would really, then you can take the next step forward.
Yeah.
What to do about my situation now.
It's like riding that wave, isn't it, on a surfboard?
Yeah.
The wave's getting bigger.
Right.
And at some point, you're going to come off that wave, and it's up to you how big that fall's going to be.
Exactly.
You know? And you guys will be in a really good position when you leave here, because the wave's going to be controllable.
Yeah.
And it's up to you, you know, and that's why we talked about it in the brief, didn't we?
Yeah.
We don't want you to get obsessed about weight, but once a week, get on the scales. If you put on that 2 pounds, tackle that 2 pounds, or maybe you just put a tape measure around your waist, or even
accountability top.
Accountability top, a t-shirt. You're like, it's getting a bit tight. I need to get my act together.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think once it gets out of hand, it's a lot. Like you were saying, like it's a lot harder to get back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how easily can 2 pounds become
14?
8, becomes 14.
Yeah.
True.
What elements of the program would you say that you are really enjoying? Or are there any specific training that you've done and you're like, actually, I really like that, and that's something I could see myself doing when I go back home?
So I've always been big, and I have went to so many gyms. I've had so many trainers. So somewhere in my mind, I was kind of bored with the routine. And here you break the routine. You do such a variety of exercises. You can't even think of that. That is something that really excites me. And then I look forward to the next episode of what is going to happen now. Are we going to flip a tire? Are we going to do do shooting? Are we going to do are we going to lift weights, or are we going to sprint? What are we going to do? So that element of surprise really, motivates me and excites me.
Yeah.
And also the food. It's different. It's not Indian curry, unfortunately, but it's yummy. It's nice. I mean, it's good. It's nutritious. And I know somewhere I was eating similar kind of food, but not in the right proportions.
Yeah.
So I think a combination of good exercise and good nutrition is something that I'm really taking along with me.
That's the thing about it. It is food.
Yes.
And the chef, I know, Julia, puts so much work into that food. You wouldn't believe it. There's nothing processed. There's no tinned sauces.
Yeah.
She makes everything. So everything you're eating is all that bioavailability is there. The body's using everything. There's no sugars. There's no chemicals in there. So you're getting a real detox when you're here.
Exactly. And you can feel it by second day or third. Like when I came here, a lot of my roommates, when I was in the top camp, said that you probably might crave for sugar in the second or third day. But luckily that didn't happen for me. Like I didn't crave for sugar, or my body didn't crave for certain food. But I think I think it's because of the wholesome diet that we get here. It's a combination of both. And you can get your sugar cravings settled by eating the natural foods that are present in the diet that we get here.
Absolutely.
So that was kind of really nice.
Yeah,
and a different thing that I never experienced before.
What session have you found the hardest so far? Is there a specific one or type of training you've struggled with?
Well, this session, the box fit, was it? Or what was we did in the facility wherein we were, the AMREP one.
Right.
Yeah, and it was not something new that I had done, but it's just the continuity of it. I initially, when I started, I thought, okay, I'll do 3, 4, 5 maximum.
Yeah.
But I did not realize I could stick it till the end. So that was something I found it difficult, but it's like climbing the Everest. It was like that for me, and it was a good achievement for me.
You did make me laugh though, because I don't think you'd quite dialed into the Bootcamp way at that point, because you were just saying, oh no, I'm okay now, I'm just going to sit and miss this round out. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You do it. She was like, all right then. And then does it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. You don't realize your potential, and you realize it once you do it, you achieve it. And then the sense of achievement and the sense of pride and satisfaction is what motivates you further to go for the other one.
And it doesn't come without that suffering.
Yes.
It's not possible to get that pride.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. You have to toil hard, but at the end of the day, the result speaks for itself.
It's worth it. Favourite training? Anything you realise that you really like?
Oh, you know it.
I know what it is.
Yeah. I love lifting.
She's a great lifter, aren't you?
I just enjoy it so much. It's something just makes me feel happy afterwards. It's like dessert. A perfect ending to a workout. Or actually, we do it in the beginning, but I still love it. It just makes me happy. Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I love it as well. And when I saw you put a barbell on your back and start squatting, I was like, yes.
She was rocking it.
She's got it.
She's an inspiration.
Yeah, she is. She's really good.
Yeah. I really love it. That's what I can say. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just.
That's your favourite session then?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
What did you find the most challenging?
I think right now, it's obviously the outside sessions. I find it a little bit challenging. But I know I need it. Like I want to, for me, I also feel like before the cardio sessions that we did, it was really hard, right? But it's something that's going to build my endurance and my stamina. And now when I'm like doing as many reps, like today, what we did, what's it called again?
The chipper WOD.
The chipper WOD. I felt like I can last a lot longer. I'm doing more reps, and my breathing has become easier. I can handle it a lot better. So, that's what I'm working on, and I feel like I like doing that. I love a good challenge. So for me, it's like if I feel like this is something that's hard, I'm gonna do it. And just kind of like break through that barrier in my head and my body and just kind of like go for it. That's how I feel.
You've smashed spinning.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
Yeah, that was amazing. And yourself, you've done your first spin class this week, haven't you? And it's great. It's a good workout. Especially if you've got bad knees. You've both struggle with bad knees, don't you?
Yeah. And the best part about coming here is like that I have very bad knees, like I have dodgy knees, and I was still able to do the workouts. There are regressions. You can continue on. It's not like, oh yeah, I have bad knees and I'm going to sit out. No, you still do it.
Yeah.
And you can still work on it. You will still lose weight. You'll still get fit. So it's about how you kind of push yourself.
Yeah.
And it no longer remains your excuse to avoid the training. And also, I mean, I'm really thankful to the trainers because they suggested if there's something that would not be good for my knee, then they suggested an alternative. And I did that. And I'm happy that that option was there. So I'm really helpful and thankful to the trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's such a dynamic group. You've got different abilities, and you always have to be looking to make sure that everyone gets something out of the session, and you always can. I've probably said it 100 times, but I always think don't let what you can't do affect what you can do. Yeah, because it's natural to be injured. The amount of training that you do, people pick up niggles, does not write you off from the program at all.
Yeah. And also, what I love about when we do the prehab, right? Yeah. Prehab sessions, when we are like especially with our injuries, we're like trying to focus on like strengthening the muscles around our knees to make sure that we are more stable whilst we are training on our hard days. So I really appreciate that sort of like strengthening session that we do. It really does help the next day. We did our prehab yesterday. Today I was able to run. At least it was short distance, but I was able to run.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really like. I'm looking forward to it. How it will be more stable later on, basically.
You can already see the control that you're able to have with like single leg squats to a box and things like that. You've got that, and it's crucial that we do that.
Yeah.
And we manage the body over time because it's such a long program. We can't just beast you continuously and just run you into the ground because you'll just get injured.
Yeah.
So it's about managing your body and working with the adaptations over time. Yeah. Which is, I love it. I'm injured now. So I'm doing loads of prehab. So, I try to join in and get stuck in with that session with you as best I can.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. In fact, I picked up an injury 2 weeks before joining the camp.
Yeah.
And I was in two minds whether I should go for the camp or not. Even when I came here, I told you, I think you were there and Tom was there. And in fact, after the end of the week, that injury is kind of healed almost.
Yeah.
And I'm so surprised, like with the kind of weight I was carrying and the injury that was really, really intense. And the first workout, I remember I was literally in pain. And then I think I also had a session of the acupuncture session that helped me.
The dry needling, yeah.
The dry needling. And so that really helped me. And I kind of came with a problem, and I feel that by the time I finish this camp, that problem will not be there anymore. So that helped me.
Yeah.
So if someone has got a bad knee, don't think about it. Just straight away come to the camp.
That's it. Because very often if you get injured or you get a bad knee, you're told to rest. It will go away. It will. But when you start training again, it will come back. Because there's a reason behind it. So with these sorts of sessions, we can stop the causation, of that injury, and that's the idea behind it. So there's a reason why your knees are hurting. Yes, we're carrying weight, but there's weakness, there's a lack of balance, because if you've had that injury for a long time, you're now loading the opposite leg. So this weak begins to atrophy, gets weaker, and that just manifests over time.
Yeah, it kind of works on your posture as well.
Yeah, everything. It's good. Yeah. So we'll before we wrap it up, sum up your week at Bootcamp in 3 words.
Smashing, overcoming obstacles, and an abstract realization of the fact that I can do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Unaiza, sum up your experience so far.
Yeah, it's been just great. Very simple. I'm very simple in my words. I would just say it's been great.
Yeah.
Just if you are thinking about coming here and doing this, do it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna regret it.
Never gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Actually, is it what you expected?
I came with that mindset.
Yeah, I came with a negative attitude, I'll tell you.
Did you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I had an injury. I thought, okay, I'm coming here because I've booked it already, but I've come with an injury. I won't be able to do it, but it turned a positive leaf for me.
Yeah, awesome.
I didn't think of it as a negative. I didn't have a negative perspective of it. I was just ready for it. So I was like, I know it's going to hurt. It's going to be tough some days, but still, I'm going to do this.
Is it harder than you thought it was going to be, or is it hard to think what you were thinking now?
I was thinking a lot more. I was, now I don't want to say that.
Oh, there we go.
I don't want to say that. When I get stuck here, there's going to be more press-ups the next day.
She thinks she's at Butlins. Right, let's sort this out.
No. It's not that. It's just that I kind of added a lot of things to it. But thank God it's just enough for me to handle. And I need to, because at the end of the day, I'm here for a long time. So I want to be able to pace myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the big priority for me, I guess.
Yeah. It's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
We need to work. You need to work with your body capabilities, but as we've already seen, what you can do now compared to a week ago, it's like you've not just gone up Everest, you've gone all the way from bloody London to Nepal to base camp and a bit of up Everest. The journey's been massive already, hasn't it? But as we get closer to the summit, the progression slows down.
Yeah.
It gets more difficult to achieve, but you've already gone so far.
Yeah.
But 9 more weeks.
Yeah.
So one important thing to finish on with yourself is we're doing a podcast at the start of your journey.
Yeah.
And then we'll do one at the end as well so people can catch up with how you've got on, you know, what your results were like and also what your numbers are as well, because we're measuring your back squats, deadlifts, shoulder press, your 5K run times, and we can bring that data to the table as well, and we can say, right, look at, you know, because there's so many other things going on other than weight loss, isn't there?
Exactly.
Yeah, we do fixate on the scales. People just do. But for me, it does not reflect what's happened in the week at all, because the weight loss can go like this. You know, you could have had an amazing week where you've taken 10 minutes off your 5K time, you've increased your back squat by 40%, or, you know, you've had some amazing wins, you've come on a walk and you've got up some hills. And then people get on the scales and you know, they've not got the results they wanted, and it puts them in a bad mindset. But there's so much more going on.
Yeah.
You know, you think of how you feel, your clothes, your measurements, you know.
That's how, because you gain muscle, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Partially.
So we need to, so that's why I like measurements.
Yeah.
I think they give me a better indication of what's happening with the body.
Exactly.
Than weight. Yeah. So, right. Well, thank you very much for coming onto the podcast.
Thank you.
It's been great. I really enjoyed that.
And
I good luck for next week.
Thank you.
And Unaiza, I know you're going to smash the rest of your time at Bootcamp.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.